Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. If you were to calculate how much money, how much time, how much effort the community has spent to acquire, and that includes this coming weekend, because I can guarantee you several people who don't have him will have a chance through most likely a champion selector, if not an abyss selector, if not at least a class-based Nexus crystal. There are going to be people, needless to say, who don't have 6-star Hercules who get him in the next week. And look, sometimes things are overhyped. I have never seen a solar eclipse that I've been impressed with. And yet people tell me it's the greatest thing ever, and I realize either it's not, or I just have a terrible view, or maybe I have a terrible perspective. I thought, because the hype for this guy was so crazy high, I thought there's no way he's that good. And there's no way that anyone's going to ever replace Corvus as my favorite cosmic champion. But you know, Kabam did a funny thing with Corvus, because he's kind of tapped out as far as potential with his crits, and obviously you only get, depending on the matchup, 20, or if you have an Avenger charge, you get 30 against Avengers. But either way, he's limited. And then he's got that cooldown, which the only time that cooldown really benefits him is fighting somebody like Mr. Sinister. Hercules has no cooldown. And on top of that, he is at his best when he's almost dead. When he's at 1%. Or, excuse me, he's knocked out. He's temporarily out. He's not permanently dead. Don't want to get all dark for no reason on this video. So, yeah. Hercules was worth the hype. He's worth all the 6 stones. He's worth all the cash. And he was my first rank 5 by choice, because I did not get a cosmic rank 4 to rank 5 rank up gem in the crystal like I did a mutant for Omega Red. So, we know as a community Hercules has the most hype ever. We know that he is a joke in Kabam's own studio and their own community, because they reference him as impossibly not a 7-star every time I see a Kabam livestream. It's like the go-to move. Hercules and Groot are the two references that you know they're going to land one way or the other. Now, obviously, Groot is the punchline, and Hercules is the, I can't believe we ever allowed that person to be created. We would not do that anymore. So any jokes about Hercules? Any jokes are not tolerated. And yet, we have one of the biggest risky jokes of all time. Because in theory, it could not be a joke. Even though I think it's a joke. Kabam dropped the mic, says, if somebody leaks the July champions, we're nerfing Hercules. Now, Kabam has been quite serious in a non-jokey way about asking people who leak champion information and rewards and new events and all sorts of stuff that Kabam wants to build the understandable hype train for. And then, you know, imagine somebody making like teasers for thumbnails that hint at what's coming up, and somebody just leaks the information. It's sort of like ruining a surprise party in a way. And it also is taking somebody at Kabam, in all fairness, who's being paid to use resources for a specific goal, and it ruins their whole job. Like, you just totally wasted your time doing this. So, as you can imagine from this, some people, because Kabam Mike also is not historically funny, can I say that without sounding mean? Sometimes he seems more pompous than funny. I think that's a fair statement. I don't think that's being rude. He said yes to this, which was a risk again. Because again, I don't think that's funny. I think that's more of just combative. Would you really, though? Yes. Time to quit the game. Okay, bye. Now, that was pretty good. That was, like, straight shade. Quick, someone linked the July champion. Slayer of God says, I don't know if he is not a fan of Hercules or just is the Joker and likes chaos. But, needless to say, a tweet was sent to me. This tweet, which has been viewed 32.9 thousand times at the time of recording this, and I'm sure by the time this video drops it'll be a lot more than that. This was sent to me like a crazy amount of times from people in the community who were like, Prof, can you believe this? And honestly, I was like, yeah, I can't. Because also, when something is a joke, the source material is real. And I do think Kabam is extremely tired of people leaking their information. And if I was them, I would be too. That part I totally get. Now, the strategy on addressing it, let's just say I would not do this. I would go a different way. But we'll see. Grab your popcorn, kids, because it's July 4th week, and we're going to have a lot to talk about. So, that's the news for today. For those of you, I promised I'd cover this. What do you know? This video, if you're watching this now, exists on my channel, so I am a man of my word.